Hi, my name is Colby, and today I will be both showing you and talking to you about how video games can affect the mind. Today, my format will be one I'm familiar with video game gameplay. With this format, I can easily show you what I mean through careful demonstrations while talking to you about its relevance to the topic. In this game in particular, it is a very challenging game for people who are new to video games, or multiplayer online battle arenas, or MOBAs for short. While this game might be challenging for people to understand what is happening, it is a good way to demonstrate skills gamers would need in their day-to-day lives. I'll be following my character, the one with the thumbs up, the whole time through the gameplay. A little background on MOBAs and this game, which is known as League of Legends. It is that it is a team-oriented game that requires both concentration and fast thinking. League of Legends and many other similar titles follow the simple task that both teams are to destroy the enemy or nexus. Okay, now when you look closely at the map, you'll see that there are three lanes: top, middle, and bottom. These are important for your team to push or advance through each lane or just one to reach the enemy nexus. Now, on each character, they have four unique abilities that is used to help your team to reach the enemy nexus. Skills usually follow under three types: skill shots, passives, or point and click. Skill shots are abilities that require you to aim the ability yourself against enemies. Skill shots have been proven that they help reaction speeds and hand-eye coordination with teenagers. Passives are abilities that constantly affect you or the enemy. Point and click are abilities that you can hover your mouse over, whether enemy or teammate, and they will get the benefits or the damage from the ability. With the knowledge of how skill shots can affect a teenager's reaction speeds or hand-eye coordination is information that proves that video games affect the mind in a positive view. More about teamwork about in video games is that each team requires 5 people. Each have their own individual role. In League of Legends, you need 5 people to fill in all those roles. One of them would be a tank. The tank, you would usually go to top lane and be the one that can take damage and help your team. You would have a jungler, who is someone that would handle this area and help your team every time. And you would have a mid laner, someone that would go here, and they would usually be a mage. And then you would have attack damage carry, or an ADC for short, which would go bot lane with a support. A support is someone who supports the whole team, but mostly the ADC the whole game. During the game, you can earn gold in two ways, whether passively or through destroying or killing people. Gold can help you purchase items, and items can help you in many ways. Some items can help you deal more damage, or help you support or protect yourself. With all this knowledge I presented already, it seems like that it would take a long time for people to process all this. But it just proves that gamers need a good capacity to process all this knowledge. And an experiment done by psychologist Simeon Kuhn back in 2003 observed her subjects as they played Super Mario 64. She made them play for 30 minutes a day for 2 months. After undergoing MRI scans and being compared to the brains of the control group, the psychologist discovered that the prefrontal cortex, hippocampus, and cerebellum had all grown. To make it simple, it means that the capacity of their brain was increased, which also further proves that video games affect your mind positively. In this game in particular, eh, I will present how communication is good in team games. In this game, I am playing with Michael. While we're playing, we have an app opened called Discord, which is just Skype for gamers. And while we are communicating with our teammates through the in game chat, which improves our typing speed, we talk to each other verbally. One thing in this game that you will notice is these small little trinkets that are called wards. Wards provide vision when placed. Vision is a key point in this game, as wherever you see these gray spots, you have no vision or you can't see at all in there. So, as I'm going to show you some gameplay, I'll skip ahead. Right now, this is what you would call laning phase. Laning phase is the early part of the game where people go into their lane and try to increase their gold count. And while you increase your gold count, you also have to be wary of your enemy team. If they try to increase their gold count, they could do it in two ways. They could either do it in killing you or by killing more minions than you. If I skip farther ahead to here, you will see we are taking an objective. This objective is called Drag, or Dragon. Dragon is an objective that will help you passively throughout the game. It'll help you and your teammates. This dragon in particular helps with your mana and health and regen. And the way to push to victory is by killing these towers. Towers take a long time to kill, which is why you would need an ADC, because they deal the most damage on your team. And a big part of this game is team fights. Team fights is when you would have your team in the spur of a moment communicate with each other while trying to kill everyone else. In team fights, it's very hard to keep track of everyone, but through gamers, their minds would have to be increased in capacity and by keeping track of everything. which further proves that games help increase and are positive to the mind. Here, especially, is a big part of the game when our team is pushing to destroy the enemy nexus. Here, as you can see, people are fighting each other while trying to take objectives. And here, as we finally get close to destroying the nexus, we get to victory. But because the natural instinct of humans is to protect what they have, the enemy team will try to use all they got to kill us. And that's how you beat the game. Now, people might argue against this, saying that people really don't play it or that there's no use to it. Well, it has been proven that in America alone, 81% of all youth play video games for up to 13 hours a week. And those 13 to 18 years old play at least 14 or more hours a week on average. It shows that a lot of people spend more time on video games because it's more comfortable for them and it's something that they're not forced to do, it's something that they like to do. So it also brings people close together because you never know how old someone really is. You could be playing games like Call of Duty or I don't know, World of Warcraft. You could be playing with people that are around 30 or people around 10. People don't care because people have a bonding where they love that game or love to do that. One thing that I was taught when I studied this topic was that people that play games professionally, they tell you that you must pay attention everywhere at all times. So while a team fight would happen in League of Legends, you must pay attention to how the team fight goes. You must pay attention to both your teammates and yourself. And by playing video games and playing heavy based team related games, your attention span starts to increase both in selective and sustained. With games like Overwatch, you are forced to keep constant attention to both yourself and possibilities of where enemies can come from. Or selective attention, where you would have to pay attention to a certain object, like in a horror game. And with the development of attention to detail and sustained attention, it would help in work or a job where you would need to find problems in life. But people might argue against this, saying that video games can damage your mind. Well, that is true. It will not damage your mind if you play for short, controlled amounts of time. Doing anything for a long period of time can hurt you, like exercising, Too much exercise can put strain on your muscles that can result in pain and uncomfortableness. Sitting down for too long has been proven that it can lower your lifespan. Or even studying for school, where people can get headaches or cause mental damage. It's all about limiting yourself to a good amount of time. Another point people might argue is that video games and their platform that you can play them on, it's expensive. But so are drugs and pretty much school. It's better to be addicted to something that is something that you enjoy and that is good for you. And you'd rather have someone that's addicted to something fun rather than have something that could damage or destroy their lives. A final point people might argue is that what can video games do for someone in the future? Well, many people that are famous for playing video games either had to drop out of college, high school, or drop their job. And now they make more than they would have in their boring school or work life. Most famous YouTubers had to do the same to get where they are. People like PewDiePie, Tyler One, and most of the people from the FaZe clan. You look at them now, they have popularity, money, and opportunities. Those three things is what most people want when they work their day-to-day lives. So, it proves that video games can be positive to the mind if used in a protective and controlled environment. Thank you for watching and listening to my recent argument.